Hello guys, welcome to Healthy Living with Vincent, Healing by Design. I am going to continue the series that I started, which is on promoting cellular health. We've looked at how to feed the cells. We've looked at how to cleanse the cells. Today we are going to look at how to protect the cells. We said the cell is the smallest living function of life or of your body. Without the cells or without good healthy cells, you can be sick or you will be sick. Health, we established, is a state of wellness. That means that when the rate of repair exceeds the rate of damage or tearing down, you are in a state of health. And when the opposite happens, when the state of damage exceeds the state of repair, you are in a diseased state, or potentially you are vulnerable at that state to diseases. Now, we are going to dive into how to protect the cells that God has given you. Now, this video will be in two parts. I will start by introducing to you the need actually to protect the cells, and then we will dive in later videos on specifically what we use in protecting the cells. Now, you may all have heard about oxidation. Now, oxidation is simply a degenerative process or a spoilage process that is threatening or constantly threatening to tear down your cells. Whenever you eat, you make oxidation. Whenever you produce energy, you make oxidation. Now, the oxidation that happens in your body affects the cell membranes and keeps them in a state where they are vulnerable to diseases. Now, in your body, God has already designed you with something called the immune system. And the immune system is responsible for keeping oxidation in check. So when oxidation happens, the immune system keeps oxidation in check or prevents it from harming you. And so, that tells us that you have a responsibility to constantly maintain this ability of your body to keep oxidation or the byproducts of oxidation in check. If you have ever bitten into an apple and left it on the counter, you notice that the apple turns brown. If you've made fruit salad before and you just leave it, you notice that the fruit salad changes to a brown color. If you've seen a steel pole rusting before, you have just witnessed the effects of oxidation. Now, we have within our immune system what we call antioxidants. Your immune system has got an antioxidation effect that keeps these oxidative products at bay or keeps them from harming you. So God has already put the ability or the system within your body to protect you from being harmed by the effects of oxidation. Now, every day in the media, we always hear about diseases that are threatening to kill us. We hear things that keep us in fear. We recently heard about Ebola. We've heard about anthrax. We've heard about various diseases around that is constantly putting us in a state of fear. When simply, if we understood how our immune system works, we will not necessarily be scared of some of these diseases. Now, the fear has driven us into various types of practices, like vaccinating us all the time, taking tablets all the time, just to protect us from these diseases. But then, nobody has actually looked into the long-term effects of doing some of these things. When we support our immune system with what we call antioxidants, keep the immune system constantly healthy, all these diseases cannot affect us at all. Now, what are antioxidants, you may ask? Now, have you ever sprinkled ascorbic acid or vitamin C on your fruit salad before to prevent it from turning brown? Now, those steel poles that rust, a lot of times they have to paint them with zinc to prevent those steel poles from rusting. You see, so oxidation is always happening around us and inside us. Diseases is always around us. Now, if I took a swab from your throat and I took it to the lab and I cultured that swab for 3 to 4 days, do you know what's going to happen? We are going to have every kind of virus and bacteria and fungi growing in that culture medium. Every kind known to man will grow there. Now, the question is, why weren't you sick with all that diseases in your throat? It is because there is another phenomena called healthy cells, healthy immune system that is keeping you from the harmful effects of these bacteria. Now, science calls them opportunistic diseases. Why? Because they don't harm you, but when they get the opportunity, they will harm you. So you will develop them once the opportunity comes about. Once the biological terrain is suitable for any bacteria to grow, it will grow and harm you. So disease is not merely coming, or infections isn't coming because the bacteria is around you necessarily. It is because there is a suitable biological terrain. Now you ask me, what's biological terrain? Your system within you allows, or you are vulnerable to the impact or effects of these viruses and bacteria that is constantly around you anyway. So there is no hiding place. You can't just keep running away from people who have flu or are having colds or have a particular infection. Yes, sometimes, but then 99% of the time, it is simply because you are vulnerable. Now, recently, or not recently, some years back, CNN did a report about the Russians when they were trying to develop their germ warfare. Now, in the process of developing it, they had some of the anthrax germs leak out. And thousands of people in Russia were affected or were exposed to the anthrax spores. But do you know what? Only 60 people died from it, even though thousands of people were exposed. Now, it was a tragedy for 60 people to die, but do you know what? The thousands of people, when they were examined, by the time they were even examined, their body had kept the disease into remission. It did not affect them. Why? Because, like I said, there is something else that is keeping them alive and keeping them going. And so are we. We are constantly bombarded by disease, whether we like it or not. But then God has already put a system in place to help us overcome these diseases. And so it makes sense that when we protect ourselves with antioxidants, like we will do for that fruit salad with ascorbic acid, we put vitamin C or ascorbic acid on the fruit salad to keep it from turning brown, to keep it from spoiling. The same thing happens in our body, within the cells. We need to take things that helps to protect these cells from damaging, from the opportunistic bacteria opportunistic viruses that are in the body that is constantly threatening to tear the cells down. You see, so you nourish the cells, which we have done, feeding. You cleanse it, which we have looked at, and the effect, what cleansing can bring to you. It brings about repair. We've looked at now the need to then protect the cells with. Now, God has put the antioxidants in nature already. So fruits, vegetables, most of the time are loaded with vitamins and minerals which play the antioxidant role in the body. And that's why a lot of times we are encouraging you to eat lots of fruits and vegetables. Why? Because it not only feeds your cells, it doesn't only cleanse your cells, it also protects the membranes of your cells. If a healthy cell is made, or if your cells are healthy, your organs will be healthy, and then the entire body will be healthy. But if your cells are sick, they will aggregate together and form a sick organ or sick organs. These sick organs will form a diseased individual who will then be very vulnerable to diseases. So you see how it works? So if you take a cell and you feed it and you cleanse it and you protect it the natural way with natural things that God has given you, I can assure you that you are ensuring those cells against diseases. You are making them resistant to diseases. And the more you keep doing this on a daily basis, your entire human body becomes resistant to disease. And I can assure you, even simple things like flu and colds can't affect you in any way. You will not be sick. Why? Because you have fed the cells, you have cleansed the cells, and you have protected them. You see? So in this short video, my aim is to let you really know that you don't catch infections, you don't get diseases simply through exposure. You actually get them because you are vulnerable to them. Your cells are not well protected. Like I said, health is a state. When the rate of repair exceeds the rate of damage, then you are in a state of health. But if the rate of damage exceeds the rate of repair, then you are going to be sick. It's not magic, it's not voodoo. It's simply knowledge, understanding, using science the right way. So, disease is not something that is just around trying to catch everybody. It is around quite all right, but it only affects vulnerable ones. You see that even in classrooms, half of the class will have flu and half will be okay. Why? Because the half that have it are vulnerable to it, and so they expressed it. Those that don't catch it, their immune system is simply keeping those things at bay. Their immune system is so well that it creates a resistance that prevents those diseases from manifesting themselves in those bodies. You see, so health, like I say every day, is a choice that you have to make. If you make that choice on a daily basis, you stay healthy. You don't have to be sick. So in my next video, we are going to be diving into individual antioxidant things that God has already put in nature that you can use to be healthy. You can take them into your body safely, and then it will help your immune system make your cells resistant from diseases. It will act as antioxidant, preventing oxidation, preventing spoilage in your body. I will end this video here, and I would encourage you to please subscribe, please share. You never know who these videos will help. All I am trying to create is a mindset change, a paradigm shift from ignorance to knowledge. The Bible says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. And this is why I am here, to give you the truth about how to take care of this body, especially taking care of it at the cellular level. I'll see you in my next video. I wish you all the best on this lovely Sunday afternoon. And when I see you next time, we are going to be looking at protecting the cell in a more deeper level, or cellular health one-on-one. You stay blessed and have a good day, and God bless you. Shalom. Bye.